What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, a lot of yesterday really stemmed around this entry right here, guys. A lot of you guys had this one in, and it's a gut wrencher, right? We missed by 0.5. It was a super, super unlucky thing that ended up happening where Kazian literally gets 5 kills in the last game. Okay, and I can actually run through this very quick, but you'll see game 1, Kazian gets 13 kills, pretty solid game. I'm okay with that. The second map, he gets 16 kills, very solid map from him. And then the third map, literally 5 kills, plays absolutely horrible. This whole team really played horrible, and he misses by 0.5 because he only gets 5 kills in this game. Guys, normally in Valorant, you're getting at least 12 to 14 to 15 kills. So the fact he gets 5 kills only is really insane. And again, it's unlucky, right? At the end of the day, it was a lot of the right calls were made. You will see that these guys bumped up by 4 kills each. This is insane stuff, okay? This is discount level stuff on PrizePicks yesterday. And not only that, guys, I actually sent this one out as well to my free winnable and my Instagram and my YouTube post, and I sent this one out for free is what I'm trying to say. And these guys were at 26.5 when I sent them out, and they bump all the way down to 22.5 about, I don't know, 8 hours later, something like that. So that is a 4 kill bump. That is crazy. Again, Taco Tuesday level bump right there. Same thing with Maureen, that is actually happening on Thursday. I didn't realize it's happening on Thursday, but it is what it is, right? We'll wait till Thursday. I don't care. And he's already bumped down to 14. So we got him at 16.5, and then a couple hours later, he bumps to 15.5, and then now at this moment in time, he's at 14. So crazy bumps yesterday. We had a very good day calling, bumps and, taking people's unders when they should have been over and yada, yada. But, we had some misses right here. And this one does miss by 0.5. And what I want to say is that we've had, this type of stuff. I've had a lot of people recently get into the VIP, whether it's because, we had a great May, whether it's because I ran a big discount on my monthly VIP to get recurring access. So I got a lot of people into the VIP, a lot of people coming back into the VIP, which is amazing to see. And we're going to have a great summer, right? We're in June now. We have Canadian football starting on Thursday. So that's huge. And then we have the World Cup starting on June 10th or June 11th, something like that. So today and maybe the next couple of days, maybe today, tomorrow, they're going to be slower days, all right? I got to be honest, there's not that much soccer going on. There's literally no soccer on the board. League of Legends, there's just not that much league on the board right now either. So we're going to take it slow. I'm not going to force anything. So just know that. But I also want to tell you guys that this is a 0.5 miss, and you have to understand, guys, this is the type of stuff that happens to us all the time. All right. It's tough. It's a punch in the gut. I always take maybe like 1 to 2 minutes to myself and just kind of breathe and just be like, man, that was brutal, but we're going to move past it. Right. And I showed you guys even a couple of days ago. I think it was, where is it, guys? It was right here. Right. So this was like, I posted a video. I think I forget the days, guys, but I think it was like Thursday maybe. And it was like, I started recording the video maybe 2 minutes after this guy missed by 0.5. Okay. And then even if you go back like a couple of days before that, I have some of these screenshots still up. Yeah, you'll see that this was on our losing streak that we had at the beginning of last week. This guy misses by 0.5 passes. This guy also misses by 0.5 passes, right? So again, this is the type of stuff that I go through almost every day or almost every other day, right? And if you're in the VIP, you have to understand this is the type of stuff that you need to be mentally solid about, right? Where you're just like, man, I don't even care, right? I'm focused straight up. I know that we have value. I know that we're finding value. I know that we're finding correlated entries, and I know we're going to win long term, right? As you guys know, everything is tracked. I actually have not updated this since the last video, but I told you guys we were back up to all-time highs, which is amazing. You guys saw a couple of losses. So yeah, we're probably at like 114 or something like that, guys. Do not worry about the day-to-day swings, right? What ends up happening a lot in the VIP, again, I just feel like saying this because I've had a lot of new members, and you'll see that I say a lot of similar stuff throughout the weeks, right? Today's Monday, so I'm talking about, being a little bit slower. We're going to ramp up through the weekend. I feel like I say this stuff every Monday, but again, sometimes I do have newer viewers. What ends up happening in the VIP is it looks a lot like this, right? We have hits, and then we kind of trickle down a little bit, then we have a hit, and then we kind of trickle down, we have a hit, trickle down, hit. And it's not going to be as uniform as this, obviously, but this is kind of how it works, right? And we're going to trickle down, and I'm telling you guys, at some point, and this is what ended up happening like last weekend, like last Saturday, so about 10 days ago, we ended up having like a 3-day or 4-day stretch of losses, and it pretty much just looks like this, pretty much just like trickle, and it's just an extended trickle down like this, and then we go up, and now we're back up to all-time highs, right? And we're going to trickle, and we're going to keep going like this. And then eventually, this was probably a little bit too big, but eventually what's going to happen is we're going to have like bang, bang, right? And have like a massive, massive little stretch here where it's maybe like 4 days or 3 days in a row of just like hitting. And then we go up to like crazy new all-time highs because we just went up 40 units or whatever in like a 2-day stretch. So that's what's going to happen. The number one thing you need to understand, this is like the thing that you need to take from this video, is that this point right here, where we have like a big extended trickle down, this is where you cannot abandon ship. Okay, you cannot abandon ship here. This is the number one mistake people make, is they get a little bit antsy. They see some losses. You have to understand there's going to be a period of time. I don't know whether it's going to be today or tomorrow or next week or whatever it is. It's going to be a period of time where we could easily go down 25 units or 30 units in a weekend or in a 4-day stretch or 5-day stretch. All right, it happens. It can happen, guys. I'm playing 4-man, 3-man entries. All right, you're not going to hit a 4-man entry every single time. Now, what's also important to understand is this entry was a 9x. So if this entry hits, we actually are massively profitable on the day just from this entry alone. So this entry is big for us. It makes us unprofitable on the day. But if this entry hits, we would have completely flipped the script and it would have been a profitable day. And I would have been talking about that instead. But of course, he misses by 0.5. Now, this one right here on soccer, guys, this is going to be the last thing I talk about. This one on soccer. He misses, and this was a red card. So the game gets red carded, and then the team just completely has no possession in this game. And he was at about, I think, like 38 or something like this at halftime. So this was yesterday's play of the game. Great call on Casey Schmidt. Honestly, a good call at taking their overs. I gotta say, they got a red card at about halftime, and because of that red card, this team completely shut down. Obviously, if you have 10 members, you're just not going to have as much possession. I kind of do want to talk about this Wii and AL game here in League of Legends too. This was crazy game. Wii ends up 3-0ing AL, and AL is actually one of the best teams in the world. They're top 5 in the world. Very quickly, guys, you'll see that AL is right here at number 6. BLG, who they also beat, which a couple of days ago we took them on this BLG game, and we cashed them right here with Wii overs, right? And what ends up happening is we had a crazy upset and they go 3-1, and this is a very crazy thing that I've really never seen in League of Legends. Wii was now favored very heavily against AL, and what they end up doing is they end up 3-0ing them, okay? And there is no team that is favored to 3-0 anyone's legend. They're very good. They're like a top 5 team in the world. Wii is all the way down here in like the 20s. You'll see that Team Wii is like 26. Before this win streak they're on now, they were probably like in the mid-30s, okay? And Team Wii 3-0s them. It's really insane. This was probably one of the biggest upsets that's ever happened in League of Legends, especially with a clean sweep like this. And again, if you have a 3-0 and I'm betting unders, obviously it's not going to happen like that. This was a crazy, crazy upset. I mean, this is Team Wii has now beat BLG, which is the second best team in the world. They beat them a couple of days ago, 3-1, and now they have beat anyone's legend. And my thought process was, well, Lightning, they kind of struck Lightning in that BLG game. They beat the second best team in the world. It's almost like you're some, team in soccer and you just beat Barcelona, and now the next game you're facing Real Madrid. And I'm like, hey, okay, come on. You're not going to beat Real Madrid too, right? And then they do go ahead and just beat them 3-0, which is crazy. So they've really found something, I guess, we had, so I'll monitor that, obviously. But they go way over because they 3-0'd themselves. They go 3-0. And then right here, these guys, this trio goes over as well because, again, they won all 3 games, which, again, I want to reiterate, AL was highly favored in this game. If you were to look at the odds, highly favored. They were probably, like, this scenario, 3-0 was, I mean, you might have, like, close to 30 to 40x your money if you bet on this scenario to happen, which was extremely unlikely. So that's that. Let's go ahead and move on to the play of the day. Sorry I talked a lot, guys. It's just kind of a lot to go over. And I really want, the main thing I want to get you guys into is the mindset that I like to think about things in, okay? Now, NOVIG pick of the day. We do have Minnesota Lynx money line tonight versus Phoenix. Really like this pick right here. It's minus 140 right now. So go ahead and lock this in. Now, a lot of you guys have been signing up for NOVIG, and you guys have been asking me what's my favorite play on NOVIG right now. I gotta say, Knicks plus 5.4. Plus 4.5. I don't know why I can't talk today. Plus 4.5 is my favorite pick on NOVIG, all right? I'm a Spurs fan. I want the Spurs to win, but the Knicks being unfavored and being the spread being 4.5 is way too high for them, especially just they haven't lost a game in like 35 days or something like that, okay? So that's my favorite pick on NOVIG. I gave that one out yesterday, so if you don't have that in, get it in somewhere. Get it in on NOVIG, get it in on Bovada or whatever it is, guys, and get in that play right there for the Knicks. But I also do like Link's money line. By the way, on NOVIG, guys, you can literally deposit $1 into NOVIG and get into my VIP for a free month. So all that's going to be is a $1 purchase for you with code Detective. So get NOVIG, use code Detective. If you already have NOVIG or whatever it is, you can get friends, family, whatever it is, your group chat that you bet with or whatever like that, get NOVIG, and you guys can all get a month free, or you can get, if you get 4 of your friends to sign up, I can give you 4 months free or whatever it is, right? So just text me. My number's right here. I'm here to get you into the VIP. And if you sign up and you put $1 into this app, it's kind of like a win-win for both of us. So go ahead and do that, guys. That's going to be on NOVIG. Like I said, and my play of the day is Link's money line. All right. So let's get into the PrizePicks play of the day. So I really like Joe Ryan over pitcher fantasy score in tonight's game. Let's go ahead and start right here. Really good pick right here for the Twins against the Cubs. And the reason why I like him so much is a very simple reason. The reason why is because he just played the White Sox a couple of days ago on the 26th, and he pitched 23 outs in this game. All right. So he played pretty much the whole game. Very, very insane stuff by him here. You'll see that against the White Sox that he just played, he had 48 fantasy score, okay? So I think 35, way too low for him right here. He has gone under this a couple of games, but really some of these games he's only pitching 15 innings or 1 inning or whatever it is. I believe in this game even, he didn't even get a pitcher win. Yeah, so he didn't even win when he was pitching right here. And I do think the Twins have a good chance to win while Joe Ryan is on the field. If you don't know what a pitcher win is, pretty much they have to be winning by the time he gets taken off. But this is, and it also contributes to his pitcher fantasy score. So I think 35 is too low. I would take this all the way up to, honestly, 38.5 because, again, I think Joe Ryan pitches at least 18 innings. If he can get somewhere in the 20s, that's going to be very, very good for him here. You'll see that he's got 9 pitcher strikeouts the past 2 games. All right, no idea why that logged me out, but let's go ahead and get into the next picks, which is going to be 2 players in League of Legends to go under together, right? So we have LDG and we have Thunder Talk Gaming, okay? Now, these are both teams that are not very good in their respective division. So it's kind of both teams that are like bottom, 4 or 5 of the division fighting each other. So right now they are about 50-50, like completely even game right here. So I'm thinking that LDG either goes 2-1, and this is how I think about League of Legends, guys. I don't think about it player to player or team to team. I more think about it how the series is going to go. So I think this series either goes 2-1, where LDG wins 1 game and loses 2, or they win 2 games and lose 1. These are the most likely scenarios. Again, a lot of this is coming off of Bovada's odds or ThunderPicks odds, but it just kind of makes sense, right? The teams are 50-50. Is one team going to 3-0 sweep the other team? Probably not, right? It's the same thing in all sports. If you have 2 even teams in the NBA playing, for example, like let's take Knicks Spurs, and it's a pretty 50-50 type of odds series. Is the Spurs gonna? Is it likely the Spurs are gonna clean sweep? Not really. Is it likely the Knicks are gonna clean sweep? Not really. So most likely scenario is somewhere in between that, whether it's gonna be Spurs eventually winning or Knicks eventually winning. So these are the 2 likely scenarios. So that being said, on Pick Finder, we can go ahead and take this is what I like to do. I like to think about worst case scenario. So worst case scenario, I think LDG wins 2 maps in a row. Okay. So if they were to win 2 maps in a row, you will see, and they lose the 3rd map, you will see that a lot of times he is still going under this line. Sheo is. Tanguan is also still going under as well with the 2 games right here. You'll see there's a couple of games where he's winning 2 games and he is going over. But most of the time, these guys are staying under their line, even winning 2 games, right? You'll see in a win, 3 kills, in a win, 3 kills, and in a loss, 2 kills. In a loss, 0 kills, in a win, 6 kills, and in a win, 4 kills, right? So it's still true. I mean, this is extremely true about League of Legends. It's how League of Legends has worked for the past 15 years or since it's been a video game. But when you win your games, you're going to get more kills. When you lose your games, you get less kills. But I still think these guys' lines are too high. Now you're going to see if he wins all of his games, which only happened 1 time in his career, because again, this player is not amazingly good, or this is not an amazingly good team. You're going to see that he goes over. You're going to see the times he's lost all of his games, he has gone under in some of these games, right? Actually, he's gone over in some of these too, which is interesting. So let's actually check this here because I didn't even check these guys. So he's had no games where he's won, and then when he loses all of his games, you'll see that he's literally gotten 4 kills and 1 kill in the times he's lost all of his games, right? So in a loss, 0 kills, 1 kill, 3 kills. And then here, 3 losses, 1 kill, 0 kills, 0 kills, okay? So this would be the favorable scenario for us where they only win 1 of the 2 games. But even if this scenario happens where they go 2-1, it's still a good likelihood that they're going to go under together, okay? So how League of Legends works, it's in this graphic here. More losses. If you lose more, you're going to have less kills. If you have more wins, you're going to have more kills, okay? And I highly recommend that you guys check out this website, right? I'm not sponsored by it or anything, but this website, SofaScore right here, is a very good website. This game's going on right now, so let's check this game out, right? The second game just finished. It was 14-4, and because it was 14-4, this team gets a lot of kills, this team not so much, right? Because the winning team is normally going to get about 2 to 3 to sometimes even 4x the amount of kills as the losing team does, okay? So that is that, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those picks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, today's going to be a bit of a slower day because Sunday, Monday, and then going into Tuesday a little bit slower, and then we kind of ramp up through the week. Canadian football, watch out for that. I really hope that there's going to be Canadian football lines up. The XFL, PrizePicks kind of screwed us because they had it up for the first week and I was really excited about it. And a lot of times going into these leagues, like going into the World Cup, I do a lot of research to try to get prepared for week 1. And PrizePicks, they had week 1 up for the XFL and they took it away, which sucks. I don't know. They haven't let us bet on the XFL all year. But now Canadian football is a bit of a bigger league. More people bet on Canadian football. So I'm thinking that PrizePicks is going to have Canadian football out there. And there's a lot of value in Canadian football, honestly. As I always say with soccer, it doesn't matter whether you're betting on, a World Cup game, whether you're betting on the best soccer league ever, whether you're betting on women's soccer, college soccer. Soccer works how soccer works. You have a lot of passes or not so many passes. It's the same thing in football. Doesn't matter whether you're betting on the Super Bowl or whether you're betting on Alabama versus Georgia or whether you're betting on, Texas State or something, right? Football is football and it's going to work the same way. If you have a lot of yards, you're going to have, if you have a lot of passing yards, the receiver's going to have a lot of receiving yards. And if you don't have as many passing yards, the receiver's not going to have as many receiving yards, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.